Ta Satt, greetings to you, Highlight. I would like to introduce myself to you so that you can better understand the next event, which is actually our adventure together. I am Bella Isis, a messenger of the New Age. Actually, I'm not human, I am an alien. I come from Alcyone in the Pleiades star cluster. As a Pleiadian, I have royal blue skin with dark streaks or shadings. My ears are pointed, and as an alien, I even have a long, elegant tail. My shape is similar to humans. We walk upright on two legs, but I have a cat-like nose. I have to admit that my tribe looks a lot like the extremely charismatic beings from the big screen. But we really do look like that. I can even see my family with me, as they visit me on Earth almost every day. My mom, my dad and my brother are very close to me, but I also know other Pleiadians. But today I'm not going to tell you about my home tribe or our customs, but about my enchanted life here on Terra. For you must know that I am already living on the new Earth. Yes, I am already living in the Golden Age. I am already living in 5D, because I'm clairvoyant, clairsentient and clairaudient. I can actually see the golden shimmering aura of our Mother Goddess Gaia on the outside. This is why the New Age is called the Golden Age, because of the shimmering aura of our planetary soul, Lady Gaia. For 5D is a state of consciousness and not a place that we go to. Because I'm already actively living in the New Age, I receive visits from an almost infinite number of creatures, and I am able to experience legendary stories with them. I am able to share many of these experiences with humanity through my book series. By the way, you can find the fabulous written works on Amazon under my pen name Bella Isis Mitchell. The title of the enchanted, galactic, vibrant book series is Take Courage, Lightworkers, Take Heart, My Life Among Aliens. But today, the two of us are going on a journey together. Are you curious? I am going to take you on another adventure. Come on, follow me into my world. Are you ready to experience real magic? Take courage, Lightworker. Oh, I tell you, today is a very magical day, and I have many visitors from other realms. There are usually lots of beings in my home, such as elves, fairies, gnomes, dwarves, and dragons. Or there are several galactic beings visiting, but not today. Today I have many guests from the other world. When I look around my house, I see beings, human souls from days long gone. I see a pretty laughing lady in an opulent baroque or rococo dress. She is having fun with a man who is also dressed in baroque style. Her dress is powerful and voluminous. She has tied it tightly at the top, just as it used to be worn. She's wearing a white blouse underneath. She's laughing, giggling, and flirting with the man, waving her fan excitedly as she jokes with him. I can't hear them, but it looks like they have a date today. It's magical to see these two souls having fun here on Earth with me. Now they look in my direction and wave longingly and kindly. It is normal for me to have contact with ghosts. I have to talk about the appearance of the two ghostly creatures again, because they fascinate me so much. He's wearing high knit trousers with some sort of tights underneath. That's how they were worn in Napoleon's time. They are both wearing Rococo-style clothes, complete with typical wigs. Simply describing the colors of the clothes and their detailed decoration would be beyond the scope of this recording, but I can tell you that they are both beautiful. They are now holding hands and have returned to the other sphere. It seems to me that the gentleman has a date in the offing. He has probably succeeded. Oh, my congratulations to both of them. Oh, by the way, they lived in Napoleon's time, they told me, while I could hardly think of anything else because of my amazement at their clothes. But before I could fix my gaze on the flirting Rococo couple, I saw an explorer who lived before the time of Christopher Columbus marching through my rooms. Oh, I could write half a chapter about his typical style of dress, but I can't. Otherwise, we would just be talking about the way people dress today. This explorer carried an old pair of binoculars and a semicircular leather pouch in which he kept a feather for writing, a book and ink. He hasn't quite outgrown his role and is now exploring my rooms. I have to laugh. What a wonderful adventure. I saw many people from long ago, and I also saw people from the early 1900s in elegant tales and from stately homes. There are so many stories to tell about each and every wonderful soul who has been my guest. There were celebrities there. I felt their energy, but it's not about the popularity of these beings. It's about the colorful mix that was my guest. And it all started this morning when Master Nostradamus announced that he wanted to do a contribution with me for YouTube. Oh wow, I was surprised. Although I have known his energy for 2 years, it never occurred to me that this great, wonderful being would work with me. And yet the time has come. It's almost a childhood dream come true, I must admit. For I have always been spiritually inclined and have always seen the world differently from other people. And when I couldn't see the creatures or had no idea about the Golden Age, I was always interested in Michel de Nostredame. Everybody knew about them, their predictions that actually predicted a lot of catastrophes. He always fascinated me, even when I was a child. But eventually the time came when I awoke from the blinded human and was reminded of my Pleiadian alien core. And his thesis no longer matched my vision. For as a lightworker I manifest a new world for the benefit of all, but he mostly announced disaster. Then I realized, also through my own learning themes, that a prediction can only ever be valid in the now moment. I too have had clairvoyant visions that were consistent for the moment, but then looked different from the outside because things have changed through the free will of people. This makes life on Earth really unpredictable and quite interesting. Because if something is changed on the outside, even if there is an intervention, everything could turn out differently. But please, I'm not talking about events that have to happen in a karmic way. I'm not talking about that. But there are moments that seem predictable, but then cannot happen as planned. For example, because of the free will of humanity. I was able to experience this scenario in the 6th book I have written. That book is currently being translated from German into English. You can find it on Amazon under my author name Bella Isis Mitchell. But Master Nostradame saw his visions from that time, from that perspective, and if humanity had not decided to break out of the cycle of lower experiences, many of these events would have happened. Many still had to happen, and some simply didn't. It is also purely a matter of interpretation, as the extremely charismatic Master Nostradamus has just informed me that humanity has generously speculated and added fiction to many of his theories. The High Soul has appeared beside me and has been touching my temple for some time now, in order to have more direct contact, so that I can feel his energy freely. You must know that I am clairvoyant. Incidentally, there are codes in my living books that open up divine magical abilities in your system. But now back to Master Nostradamus. He told me early in the morning that we were going to work together for YouTube, but he didn't tell me what he was going to do with me. He just told me the title. In German, he told me golden times are coming, but in English the title should be a bit different. It's extremely unusual for him to tell me so directly when I didn't even know what adventure we were going to have together. His words echoed in my head all morning. Golden times are coming. Michel de Nostredame is my guest. He has already eaten the vegetables I have laid out for my visitors and taken some water. The being is very grateful. I now connect more intensely with Master Nostradamus, so that his power and energy is embedded in the recording. If you are already clairvoyant, you can feel his magical powers flowing out of my recording. They are embedded in it, no matter how many times you listen to the message. But how does he appear to me? The master has a fluffy, thick, gray-white beard. He wears a long robe like those worn by magicians. It is burgundy and purple. His trousers are dark brown, he has a white shirt, and he wears medieval leather shoes that look very light and thin. Michel de Nostredame has wonderful kind eyes that are understanding and compassionate. They are magical and tell a story all their own. They are mocha brown. I wanted to say hazel or chestnut, but the wonderful creature insisted on the color of deep, dark mocha coffee. His eyes shine with divine love and sparkle brilliantly. His appearance and energy conveys protection, masculine strength, love, but also compassion and mercy. His heart is big and powerful, and so are the words he now wishes to deliver through my system. I can now tell his message to you in my own voice, but with my Pleiadian frequency embedded in it. He himself is also working through my system, so that his vibration is embedded in the message. Belle, my little sunshine, my rainbow. I speak to you in this way because I can see your childlike nature and your playfulness, which you enjoy so much even as a Pleiadian. I was researching who you are when I was introduced to you through a mutual acquaintance. We are just getting to know each other in this incarnation, my dear. You thought I would be more stern in my manner and voice. I saw it in you. You waited patiently to see what awaited you when you had finished examining my appearance. I gave you time to do this because I see that you usually explain in detail what you have been able to see in your real life experiences. I've been wondering for some time if it wasn't time to talk to other messengers between worlds. I wondered if I could try it with you, and I decided to talk to people through you too. I can still see your amazement when you realized that my first words to you would begin with sunshine and rainbows. I have to laugh inside because I saw your confusion but boundless childlike joy. And that's exactly what I wanted to achieve. I have made many predictions and hidden many secrets in my statements. A veil of mysticism has been woven around my appearance. Now you will get to know another side of Michel de Nostredame. I am full of serenity and lightness. I prefer harmony. I always like balance. At that time, I saw a world that had no future and would end up burying itself in its hatred. I am talking about the human inhabitants of your beautiful planetary soul, Lady Gaia. I saw a lot of cruel things back then, and if humanity hadn't decided at a certain point to collectively take a different path and change, you would have been doomed. I have seen a lot of dark things, but also good things. I was also able to foresee beautiful events. There were many interpretations of my words, which you then applied to different situations. I must also say that these transcripts that you are reading now are from a different timeline. For through your transformations and changes, you have repeatedly entered new channels of time structures and left old things behind. But the door to absolute destruction is firmly shut. This timeline was destroyed by high, powerful beings. That door could never be opened again. Your destiny now leads you into glorious times. Among other things, Archangel Metatron, in his almighty capacity, and as the Archangel next to the throne of Source, has been commissioned to close and even destroy this door. It no longer exists because it no longer belongs to you. Had you not pulled the emergency brake at some point in the human collective, your train would have veered into the destructive timeline, or one of them. But your path is decided to light, to hope, to trust. If the dark forces were to attempt to open another dark gate and manipulate your timeline, I can tell you that the highest of the high would immediately notice and intervene. Your future is bright and full of bliss and harmony. You will celebrate when the worst is over. but you still have a hard, rocky road ahead of you, and we from the other world are watching your steps into a new being. We are with you. We help you with messages of encouragement, and we will also actively support you. Some of my friends are working very actively with my little Belle to personally take you to a new world. Belle has brought a certain gift into this world. I won't go into detail as it is very personal to her, but she has just understood me very clearly telepathically. She smiles knowingly and is happy. It's nice to see my little protégée smiling, as she's had a very difficult time too. But back to Belle's gift. Among other things, there are codes hidden in her books that can take you to a new world. There are also hidden messages and codes in her posts on this channel that will take you to new realms. I am very happy that I was finally able to meet Belle in person and bring you this good news. Yes, golden times are coming and I can already see them. Although you still have a long way to go, all of us from the other world are already seeing great changes on your globe, even if you can't see it with your physical eyes. Keep thinking positively. You are going into a new world protected. You are going into new brilliant timelines that have been set up for you and through you. You have already walked this path and there is no turning back. It is only up to each individual how long you have to walk this path of density. At some point, however, there is truly an end in sight. Golden times are coming. I thank the Master for his wonderful message that he brought to all of us. I would also like to thank him for that distinguished visit. What an honor! Michel de Nostredame was in my home. Wow! What more can I say? Golden times are coming. An Anasha.